And we're live. Hello, beautiful people.
I,
I Hi. I am
I,
here with Mandz. She's joining me on our podcast today, as she has been my favorite special guest. And we are going to be talking about body dysmorphia and just like how it affects people in the fitness industry, how it affects people, and like pretty much just talking about that. So, body dysmorphia is a interesting thing, right? It's no matter how much we train, no matter how much we do, no matter how much we're progressing, it can always creep in. So I kind of wanted to open up the floor first to share some personal experiences. And I do want to give a disclaimer that we will be talking about like experiences that we've had with body dysmorphia or still have. So if this is something that is like triggering to anybody, or this is something that feels like a very sensitive topic to someone, just throwing it out there that that's what we're going to be talking about. And the reason for it is because I think that so many people struggle with body dysmorphia, but don't necessarily speak about it. That a lot of the times, we could tend to feel like we're the only ones that go through it, when very much so we are not the only ones that go through it, and probably every single person has something about themselves that they don't like. So
mm-hmm,
wanted to open up the floor to share any experience that you've had or something that comes off the top of your head in regards to body dysmorphia, whether it's in the past, whether it's recent, anything
mm-hmm.
that you feel comfortable sharing, of course.
Oof. I think I'm like at an age now where it's like you ask me a question, I will almost share anything. Because I'm just like, I don't care. And pretty much anyone could benefit, I think, from that connection and knowing they're not the only one that has thought something or felt something. But yeah, I think everybody except like a rare unicorn here and there, like maybe if you're Heidi Klum, you've never had body dysmorphia. At least that's how she sounds in interviews. I'm like, unicorn. But yeah, I have suffered from body dysmorphia I mean, the earliest I can really think about it is like 3 or 4 years old. And that, I mean, obviously those are formative years, but I had a grandparent that would sometimes watch me, and my grandma on my dad's side was not nice, and they would call me names. And they would say things like, oh, like gordita, so like little fat girl.
Mm,
And like talk about like my pancita, so like my little stomach. But they would say it in ways where it wasn't really endearing. And as a kid, like you might not really understand the word, but you can understand tonality.
yeah.
And she was just a miserable person. And that's when I started like, I mean, you're a 3 year old. You're 3 years old. You're 4 years old. Like you have a little kid pudgy belly. You're supposed to.
Yeah.
But I remember being that young and already thinking, oh, something's wrong with my body because that's what I'm being told.
Yeah.
So my body dysmorphia started extremely young. Um, and I would love to say that I've like gotten over it. I could definitely say with confidence, like I've gotten much better about it. But it still strikes me. It struck me as recently as this morning, actually.
Yeah.
I was like getting ready to go to the gym. I put on a sports bra. I look in the mirror and I was just like, oh my God, we're so like watery today and we're so bloated. And I was like, okay, throw a t-shirt on. Throw a t-shirt on. I get to the gym and like I'm working out and I'm starting to get hot. I'm like, okay. And I was like, I don't want to take my t-shirt off. I didn't like what I saw at home. But I'm like about to do like rope tricep like extensions.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, well, I want to see my muscle like in the mirror. Like it helps me like connect better. So I just took my t-shirt and like left it around my neck, you know? And I look over in the mirror and I'm like, who is she? Who's that skinny bitch with those na like nasty arms in a good way? And I'm like, what the fuck? I literally
Yeah.
was just bashing myself an hour ago.
Yeah.
Um, and I will say, like being in a health protocol right now, I'm not supposed to be super lean. I'm not supposed to be like in a deficit or sharp and shredded. Um, so I do get that. I'm the heaviest that I have been since I lost my initial like 60, 70 pounds when I first got healthy.
Wow.
Um, so the body dysmorphia is strong. It literally affects every single day I think about what am I going to wear? Um, and not to make like the healthy part of this is it's shifted from what am I gonna wear to make my body look the way I want it to look, and now it's what am I gonna wear that's gonna make me feel confident.
And I think that
So
that is
that's like
such a huge shift.
kind of where
Yeah.
I've gotten with it right now.
Yeah, that's such a huge shift. And before I talk about that, of like, wearing what you feel comfortable in rather than trying to either hide or whatever the case
Mhm.
is. But you mentioned how, from a very young age until now, and you don't think that you've ever fully gotten over it. And I think that this is something that a lot of people, like, no matter how much they progress in their journey, there will always be that one little something that just bothers them. And whether it's up here, whether it's a story that we tell ourselves, whether it's something that we're programmed to like constantly think about, like whether your belly or your love handles or like extra skin over here, or whatever the case is. And what I have to say to that is if we look for bad, we will always find it. And anytime, and I had body dysmorphia as of like a couple hours ago when I was posing in the mirror and I was like, my stomach vacuum doesn't look as tight because I'm not as lean and this and that. And like I'm not in a health protocol, but I'm in a growth phase. And in a growth phase, it's very easy to get very uncomfortable in your skin and just
Mhm.
in your body because you know that the goal is to grow, and in order to grow you have to eat and you have to put on weight and everything, and with that comes like, oh, I see a little bit more cellulite, and like I see more fat under like in the back of my thighs, and I see this and I see that, and it's so easy to pick those things apart and pick yourself apart. And like I said, we will always find something bad if we look for it. And vice versa, we will always find something good if we pay attention to it and if we give that. So while you were at the gym, you were probably feeling really like, maybe you went up in weight and the tricep pushed down, or you were having like a really good burnout, or you were just in a good zone. Like you had good music
Mhm.
playing, like you were grooving, you were having a good moment. So when you looked at yourself, you were like, oh shit, like that looks nice. And now you have a different experience versus if you were standing in your mirror just 2 hours earlier and you did that
Mhm.
same thing with your tricep, you would have probably been like, where the fuck is it? Like, where's my
Mhm.
tri? You know what I mean? Like, you would have had a very different experience because you were in that like state of, I'm looking for something I don't like without even thinking about
Mhm.
it, possibly from the programming of constantly being picked apart. And similarly to having, experiences as like a young child, I was put on diets when I was young because I was chubbier. I was in, dance class this many times a week and this many times a week, like to keep myself active. And oh, are you really gonna eat this again? Or how many sweets did you have today? Like there was constantly this like super large attention on how I looked. And I think that it's important as parents to make sure that kids and like, your kids, whatever, aren't going off the rails and eating 100 pieces of candy a day, but they're also it's also tricky, right? With like as
Mhm.
you're a kid, because maybe your grandma didn't know any better and like she could have just been miserable in herself and took that out on you. Maybe like our parents didn't know any better, so they had the weight loss magazines laying on the tables and were never happy about their bodies. So then we learn from that, even if we're not super aware of it. But all of that just comes down to wherever you are in life and your fitness journey and anything, if you find something that you don't like you will always find something you don't like
Mhm.
if you're looking for it. Because I found it when I was 110 pounds and stage weight lean. I thought I wasn't lean enough. I thought I didn't look good enough. I found it when I was 15 pounds over stage weight, where, oh my God, I'm 15 pounds over stage weight. Like, holy shit. Like, other girls who competed around the same time as me aren't that much over stage weight. Like, and
Mhm.
before I
The
go into
comparison, yeah.
before I go into the topic of comparison and the external triggers, I guess, that we can have to that, I want to kind of open up the floor if there's anything that I said that because I saw you had like some light bulb moments over there.
Yeah.
So I
Well,
wanted
it
to open
hasn't,
up the floor before we go into external and internal um triggers. I don't
yeah.
I I'm not against the word triggers, but it also feels like, oh, I don't know, not my favorite word, but external and
Yeah.
internal
Like,
things that can bother it. But
yeah.
go ahead.
I hear you. No, it's like there are two things that stuck out to me. And when you mentioned my grandma, you're right. It like now being educated, doing reflection, going through therapy, I realize 100% projection.
Yeah.
Um, she didn't, and this is like my biological father's mother. She didn't like him. She also didn't like my mom. She had a miserable life. She was heavily abused. So she was just not a happy person. So I realized like, and now I can hold empathy for her and be like, I'm so sorry that happened to her. So that was the first thing that you said that kind of tipped me off. And I'm like, yeah, it's definitely, I think, a generational
Yes.
thing. Like if your parents don't heal their relationship with their body dysmorphia, it can get projected on you. Like why would your mom put you on a diet at age 10? That's not because you there was anything wrong with you. In her brain, she's like, well, maybe if I was put on a diet at age 10, like
Exactly.
things would be
Exactly.
different. And the question I wanted to ask you too is you made such a good point about like if you look for bad things, you'll find them, but if you look for good things, you'll find them. And I want to know like when you look in the mirror and you feel some type of way and body dysmorphia is coming up, is there anything that like you tell yourself in the moment to combat it?
Yeah, yeah, and I love that you asked me this because yes. And I'll give like super personal example. I'll look in the mirror and I'll see that when I was in prep, like I would obviously measure my waist and measure this and measure that because that was part of my protocol, which I'm totally fine with. Like that was not a problem. But in my smallest, my waist was like almost 20 inches. Like it was really small. Like literally I can put like this around my waist. So my biggest thing always comes down to like looking at how my waist looks and like how I'll have like weight come out of my shorts. Like that's like my thing
Mhm.
that like tips me off every single time I see it. And when that happens, when I see that in the mirror, which is probably on a daily basis, that like I'll see something that I don't like, the way that I combat it and the good thing that I look for is I will immediately look at how my glutes look, how much fuller my legs look. I'll look at, okay, yes, like I don't have lines on my shoulders, but like I like the form of it. More so, I'll look at my legs because I will say, like, I feel like I carry like some weight in my legs, in my glutes, in my thighs. And I'll look at like how much bigger my quads look, how my glutes are sitting. And when I see those things, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like these things look fuller, these things look good. Because when I was super lean, when I was in prep, when I was with a 21 inch waist, my glutes were also like 2 to 4 inches small, like about 4 inches smaller. So when I think about that, it's like, wow, oh my God, like I got a juicier butt, like there's more mass to me. And outside of the physical, like I'll immediately start thinking like I've been lifting so much stronger, I have so much more energy. So I'll immediately go into convince myself why I should be
Mhm.
feeling good right now, not wishing that I was smaller. Which don't get me wrong, I'm super excited for whenever my next prep is gonna start and I like can enjoy the leanness and this and that, but I'm also enjoying this season of life because this season is necessary and I need it for growth. And I'm also in the healthiest place that I have been this entire year because I was in prep for a majority of the year. So I'm in the healthiest place. My hormones are in a pretty good place right now. I'm freaking hitting PRs every single week. I'm pushing weight, I'm pushing food. The scale is in a good place, which again, the scale isn't everything, but like things are like I just remind myself of how this is where I'm supposed to be. Like
Mhm.
just because I have a little extra coming out on this side or on that side, or when I pose, like you could see a little like of a roll or whatever, and like that's not aesthetically pleasing to my eye. My glutes are aesthetically pleasing to
Well,
my
yeah.
eye.
To
You know,
your eye, though, because I also look at you, and if I may say so, I'm like juicy fucking stems and glute. I'm like, I'm just so excited. I know it happens whenever it happens, but like, I'm so excited to see what you're gonna do with growth season because
yeah.
you just have yeah, okay, you got nice like delt shape too, but I'm like,
We need more though. And here's the
yeah,
body dysmorphia where I'm like, yeah, but I need more. I need more. Like
I
that's
know. Yeah.
again, you know?
I think that's definitely an athlete thing too. I do
It
that too, where
is.
I'll be like, "Oh my God, my arms look so big," and I'm like, "But also so small."
It is. It is. And that makes me want to draw. And thank you for the compliment. I love it and I appreciate it. And that draws me to the point of that athlete mindset, that having to always be better, be more, striving to be more, not being satisfied with where we're at. And that is a freaking killer because although I do believe that you should always strive to be better. You also should remember how far you've come and the progress that you've made. Because if you're always like, this is not enough, this is not enough, I don't have this, I need to do more, I need to do more, A, you will never be satisfied. And B, you take away from the season of life that you're in because you literally said like I can't wait to see what you do with your growth season and I'm like me too
Mhm.
and I need to be in my growth season. I need to put on muscle, I need to put on size, I need to do these things. I can't be lean when I do that. I can't have a six pack while growing a
Mhm.
fat juicy badonkadonk like that's pro level, you know, like
Yeah.
you can't do those things at the same time. You possibly can, but it's slower. There's a lot of science behind it.
Newbie
But
gains. That's it. You know.
exactly, exactly. But just being able to truly enjoy every season of life and not get affected in not liking every part of that season of life. And with being an athlete, like we're constantly
Mhm.
hitting this like do more, be better, be stronger, be leaner, be this, be that, and finding things. Like it's that much easier.
Ooh.
So,
Okay. I sorry. I have an off-script question for you. Not that there's a
oh my
script,
God,
ladies
go,
and
go. I
gentlemen,
love
but
your off-script question. Not that there's a script, but I love
there's
your
not a
off-script
script.
question.
But how has being an athlete and being a coach, like, how has that helped you, or do you think has it hurt you with your body dysmorphia?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question. I think that in hmm, and I'm like,
Take a breath.
yeah,
Take a minute.
I think, not I think, I know that it helped me. I know that it helped me because to see myself 5 years ago at like a lower weight than I am now with a completely different physique is like, holy shit, I did that. Like, I have a completely different body. I did that. And, you know, to be proud of what I've done is a big thing for me to like be able to say, like, wow, like I've done this work and I'm proud of it. In some ways, has being an athlete and being a coach in I guess added to the body dysmorphia here and there because of how much I expect from myself. Yes. Being in the bodybuilding world and following a lot of bodybuilders, a lot of competitors, a lot of girls that are on a similar path as me that sometimes I feel like they're like way ahead of me and I'm not. there yet because my body's not there yet. And if only I started earlier, or if only I was hitting freaking 150 grams of protein for the last 5 years and not the last 4 years, or like whatever, like that definitely plays a role. But I think that it helped me. It did it does have a part in like not helping me, but because I have the awareness of knowing how to deal with it and knowing how to that it's like a normal thing, that it's not the end of the world. Like, oh, I don't like how I look today, so I'm not gonna work out. What? Like, never. Like that has never crossed my mind to set myself further back because I'm not happy with the way that I look. If anything, it fuels more of a fire under my ass. So I think that being a bodybuilder, being a competitor, being a coach, being an athlete has taught me how to handle the body dysmorphia better, and has taught me how to know when I'm like, all right, yeah, I traveled for 3 weeks and I didn't track food and I like got a little bit all over the place. So like
Mhm.
let's reel it back in, and like, it's not the end of the world. So that's for me. Now I want to ask the same question to you. Do you think that being an athlete, being a competitor, being a coach
Mhm.
has added to your body dysmorphia, or if it has helped it?
100% it's helped it.
Yeah.
Like I would look in the mirror and like you said, I would zone in on my stomach because that's what I was told when ever since I was little. And I would just look in the mirror and it was like, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this. But there was never in my mind any solutions. I was just bitching
Mm.
to bitch
Yeah.
to myself, basically. And like if a friend came to me and was like, I don't like this, then I would lovingly be like, okay, so what can we do to change it then?
But
I
you
didn't
couldn't
have
do it
that.
to yourself.
Yeah. I can't do it. I couldn't do it to myself at that time. But I mean like I didn't start lifting until I was 26. So when you said, "Oh, if I had started like sooner," I'm just like, "Oh, girl, I had that was something I struggled with and I think I finally released that." But I didn't start working out at all, lifting weights until I was 26 and I'm 37 now, so 10 and a half years later, being in an athlete mindset and then finally getting into coaching, it helped in the sense that like if I go off on a tangent looking in the mirror, now I'm able to be objective about it, like how I would be with a client. Like
Yes.
you said, I was traveling. I didn't track anything. Maybe water dropped a little bit. Oh, that really stressful thing came up with so and so, or like our like HOA increased the bill. And like I was like, what the hell? So I was a little more stressed, or I didn't sleep. So now I'm able to look in the mirror and maybe I look more watery or something is going on and I'm able to instead of being like, oh my, like tr warning for anyone who's about to hear my inner dialogue, but I used to look in the mirror and be like, you are so fucking fat. Like, you are so gross. And now I'll look in the mirror, see a little bit of wateriness, and be like, oh, babe, you were stressed out. Like, what can we do
Yeah.
today? Like, let's put our legs up the wall. Let's take a walk. Make sure you hit your water.
Yeah.
So, even though the body dysmorphia is still there, I would say most days it's a lot easier to handle. And there are days I don't have it at all.
Yeah.
So I think it's just gonna be like one of those forever kind of inner journeys, but it helped. Even though like, ooh, something else that helped too. I'm a high-waisted girly, and what plagued me for decades, so maybe this will help somebody with my body type, is I would look in the mirror and be like, oh my God, your waist is so wide. I turn to the side and I'm like, waist two. Like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that was like a body type. And then this is, I guess, one way social media did help, is there was a girl that posted the same thing where she's like, oh my God, I always thought I was fat, and like took a straight on picture from the front. And then she showed her other angles, which is also to say social media can be staged. But like
Yes.
seeing that, I was like, oh my God, this is a body type. This isn't just me being
Yes.
like a freak of nature. Like it is normal, like to look a little bit wider from certain angles, and that's there's it's fine. It's totally
Exactly.
fine.
Exactly. And I really like that you, one, were able to tell yourself, like, hey, it's okay that I'm one, the angles, but more so what just struck out to me was I had a stressful day. I'm a little bit more watery today. That's all it is. Like instead of beating yourself up and having this like, oh, this,
Hmm.
that, and the third, it's like, I know what happened. I know why this is the way that it is. That's fine. The walls are not gonna collapse on my head. All right. Like this is not the end of the world. And the reality is you have a bad day, like where you don't want to look at yourself in the mirror. Don't.
Yeah.
Like just don't. And I'm a firm believer in if I don't feel like I look good, I'm not gonna, and we mentioned this a little bit, but if I don't feel like I look good, I'm not gonna put on my shorts and a tight top like this and get and literally set myself up to every single time that I see the mirror to be like, oh, and like just feel bad about myself. Like, no, I'll throw on a
Yeah.
cute oversized tee, I'll tuck it in the back a little bit. If I'm feeling good to put on shorts, I'll put on shorts. If not, I'll rock a full like Adam Sandler outfit, sweatpants, oversized tee. I don't care if I'm sweating bullets. Like, I don't care. I will go and get it done, and I will choose to be comfortable in what I'm wearing, not comfortable during my workouts because my workouts kick my freaking butt, but I will not set myself up because then when I finish my set and I'm like walking around catching my breath and I catch myself in the mirror, it's just like, ah, I'm wearing that like baggy fit, Adam Sand, like I'll get the whole vibe going where I'll listen to like hip hop or something when I'm dressed like that. Like I'll set a whole day for myself like that. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I feel like such crap because I can't wear shorts because I don't like the way that I look. It's like, ugh, I don't like the way that I look, so I'm not gonna set myself up by trigger. I don't even want
Yeah.
to put it in quotes, but essentially
Exacerbating.
triggering myself exactly. Like adding more to it.
Mhm.
I don't like it. I'm not gonna look. That's it.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow I know that when I wake up and I have a better night of sleep and drink all my water and maybe not have so much sodium, like maybe I ate a lot of freaking pickles the day before. Like I don't know. I don't know what happened, but it can happen.
Hmm.
So, and the next thing that you tapped on was the social media and how it could be
Yeah.
very staged. And I just want to put it out there that social media is very much a highlight reel. It
Hmm.
is very much a highlight reel. 99.9% of the time that you're posting on social media or you see your favorite creators posting on social media or influencers or whoever, they're posting the things that they want to post based on what they want to see. Like if I was to post like my full entire workout, like you would see that when I finish the set, I'm like, oh, and like my stomach goes or whatever. But no, I crop it out because I don't like how that looks. So I don't want to put that on social media, and as does everyone else. Not to mention that there are some people that are in the fitness world and they Photoshop their images, which that's a whole topic that I think is just so absolutely insane. And I
I don't
don't
like
think,
it.
no, me neither. Like, it's one thing if you have a pimple and you edit out a pimple, and I've been there, I've done that. I will literally raise my hand and say, like, if I have really bad acne, but I want to post like a picture and it's like, like out there, like you could see it
Mhm.
right now, like, I will probably blemish it. Like, that or the beauty filter on TikTok. Like
Mhm.
that's one thing, but I'm talking about like editing how the waist looks, editing how the butt looks, and being a fitness influencer. That I think that should be illegal. Like I think that Meta should just be like taking down anyone who does that because that then sets a false idea of what that person looks like, and people then want to look that way, and that isn't even actually what they look like. Like, have you seen a
Mhm.
fitness influencer in person? Because I've seen some in person, and I'm like, holy shit! Like, you just go to a really good gym with really good lighting and wear like style your shorts really
Yup.
well and wear like a really good butt scrunch, and
Hmm.
that's all there is. Is I've seen fitness influencers in the gym, I've seen them outside of the gym, and let's talk about it. Like the same way that someone might see me and be like, "Oh, wow, like she has like I don't know, unless I'm standing and flexing my quads, like you might not see like cuts and lines and this and that. And
Mhm.
like if I go like this, you're not gonna see the way that it looked in my picture earlier today because the lighting was so good at my gym. So there's,
Mhm.
oh my God, just the way that social media could impact how we think we're supposed to look, and then how that impacts the body dysmorphia and how it triggers it. It's fucking crazy. Sorry for my French, but
No,
that I just went on a tangent. Please reel me
that's
back
okay.
in. Reel
We're
me
so
back
good at that
in.
though. Like, yeah, come on back.
I'm here.
Um,
I'm here.
yeah, something that I also was thinking about that I just want to throw out here in case it resonates with anyone is something that helped me a lot with the body dysmorphia and the scale is and I only did this, disclaimer, I only did this when I felt like at a good place mentally, is I'm like if I'm gonna weigh myself, and this is just a habit from prep, I'm like I'm gonna be naked. Okay? I took a poop and I'm gonna be naked. I'm gonna see like what my true fasted weight is.
Yeah.
Um, and overcoming some of that body dysmorphia. Um, this is not a method for everyone, but if you're there, try it. I would get in the mirror naked first, and I would look myself in the eye, like super intimate, and I would just say, I love you because I'm like, whatever that scale is going to say, that's not my worth. And I'm telling myself that before I even say the number because the number doesn't matter. I love you and that's okay. Like you're
Yes.
lovable. That is not going to dictate how you feel about yourself
Wait,
today.
stop. I love that.
Yeah, and it
I
helped
love
me
that.
so much. Like to this day, I will still do that. I will not step on the scale until I tell myself, like in the mirror, like I love you. And not just like looking at my body in the mirror, like in the eyes, where I'm like,
I love
listen, bitch,
that.
I I love you.
I
You're
love
gonna
that.
step on that scale and it is not gonna matter. Like,
Yeah. Wait, I love that you just said that because something that I do on my, I mean, I step on the scale every day just for measurements. Like it's not a protocol, it's just something that I
mhm,
like to see how things fluctuate. And if I don't, I don't. It could be every other day. But on my check-in mornings, and I started this while I was in prep, and I haven't stopped, is I will take my pictures first. Like
yeah.
I will do the whole go to the bathroom, brush my teeth, whatever. I'll put on my music or I'll like do my thing to get into the groove of posing because I do poses for my coach. So when I do my weekly check-in, I will do my stuff in the bathroom, not weigh myself, go to my living room, set everything up, do my posing, watch my video, see what I like literally point out and be like, wow, my glutes look nice here, or like, oh my God, like my stomach vacuum is this or that. Like I won't pick apart the things that I don't. And if that starts coming up, I'll slam that book
Mhm.
shut right away. And after I take my check-in pictures, I'll go back to the bathroom, take off my suit, then I'll step on the scale.
That's smart.
Because now I've taken, because I noticed, and this was very specific to me being in prep. So if anybody is in prep or is about to start a prep, you know that the goal with prep is weight loss and to lose weight. And when the scale wouldn't move as quickly as I wanted it to in prep, I would get very anxious
Mhm.
about not being ready in time because I wasn't losing weight as fast as I was supposed to, even though it was just like a number in my head. Because my coach would be like,
Yeah.
"Heck yeah, half a pound down. Heck yeah, a pound down. Heck yeah." So it was me
Mhm.
who had my own mind around it. But I would notice that if I stepped on the scale and I didn't like what the scale said, and then I would do my check-in pictures, I wouldn't like my pictures. Even if they looked great, even if I looked good and everything was fine, I would literally tell my coach, I don't like my pictures. I'm not happy about my weight. And then I was like, what if I reverse it? Like literally just reverse it. Just step in
That's so
my
good.
zone first, take my pictures, and you can do the same, even if you're not in prep, even if you're literally just on your fitness journey and just like, or one of our lifestyle clients or anything along those lines, take your pictures first. Because
Mhm.
I would even notice my facial expression after getting on the scale and it be not what I want it to be. I would immediately just like you can tell by my face that I'm not happy. Like my facial expressions are there. Like my face says it all. So if I don't look happy, it's because I'm not.
Yeah.
And then when the scale would do its thing, like you can immediately tell like I have a smile, like I'm
You're
like
like,
pushing on my shoulders more, like I'm hitting my poses better. And it was so interesting for me to see. I literally like lab tested like I was like my own lab rat of like this is
Hmm.
how I feel when it's not what I wanted. This is how I feel when it's wanted. This is how my pictures look, how different they are. So I scratched all of that. So this just goes to say that there's different ways to measure progress. And if you're stepping on the scale and if you're in that kind of place to be getting on the scale and feel like it triggers you at any point, do something beforehand, whether it's you look at yourself in the eyes and tell yourself that you love yourself,
Hmm.
or look at yourself in the mirror and say three things right here on the spot, what you like about yourself, what you love about yourself, or take your progress pictures first and compare them to not even compare them, but just like look at them and be like, holy shit, like my muscles and this and that.
Hmm.
Or think of the wins that you had for the week of I hit all my macros, I drank all my water, I had really great sleep for the last couple of nights. So remind yourself of the great things that you're doing because if you focus on the bad, if you focus on the things that you don't like, you will not like yourself. Like if you
Hmm.
focus on those. So I love your idea of looking at yourself in the mirror and telling yourself that you
Hmm.
love yourself, because that's also a really great way to one, the self-love, and two, just start
Hmm.
your day of with love, with gratitude, with whatever happens next on the scale,
Hmm.
on this, on that. Like I know that I'm good with me.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love that. What you shared too. And I will sometimes, because I have my clients check in on the week. Like I have a reminder Saturday morning for all of them, like, hey, don't forget to check in, but like you
Same.
have until, Tuesday or whatever. And I tell them straight up, I'm like, if you are having your free meal or you are going out Saturday night or Friday night, take your pictures the morning before you're gonna go out.
Before, yeah,
Yeah, I'm like, because if you go out and then you're having your free meal and it's higher in sodium and we know the scale is going to go up, and we also know it's not an accurate reflection of all the work you did during the week. So
exactly.
like, they're like, wait, isn't that cheating? And I'm like, that's not cheating. That's just smart. Like,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
like, so,
Exactly.
and they're like, oh, but your check-ins say, it's on Saturday. I'm like, no, no, no. That's just a reminder. So like, if you're going on a Friday night, and you're gonna eat off plan or you're having your free meal, just take your pictures way in Friday morning.
Yeah.
Roll in. It's
Yeah.
okay.
And if you yourself, and I mean this is you and I would probably do things like this. I know I do this because I like seeing how things work in my body. Like I don't know. I love
Yeah.
seeing that. So like perfect example, I'm having my free meal this week on Saturday, on Sunday, and I usually check in Mondays. So I'm gonna take my check-in pictures on Saturday morning and
Hmm.
my weight. I'm gonna do it on Sunday morning before I have my meal, and then I'm gonna do it on Monday morning. But this is just me just wanting to see how things are changing, like how I look before my free meal, how I feel before my free meal. And stop, I'm not that much of a nerd. Stop it. Stop it. Cut it out.
I
But
love it. I love it though. It's
I
great.
am, and like I'm not gonna look at my pictures on Monday morning after having a free meal on Sunday or having a free meal on Saturday and look at like on Sunday, be comparing them and being like, oh, this is why I don't have a free meal. Like, absolutely not. I'm gonna enjoy my free meal. I'm gonna have it. I just want to see how the sodium does affect my body, how this
Mhm.
affects my body, how that affects my body, how, oh, okay, cool. I could have a sushi roll and my the scale doesn't change that much, but I look a little bit more watery. Like I mean, none of we I would never tell my clients that they have to do it to a T like that unless you're a pre-prep client or we're gonna start a prep soon just so we can see how a free meal does affect your
Mhm.
everything to have for reference. But yeah, I mean, work smarter. Like, take your pictures
Mhm.
beforehand. Don't pick them apart when you see something that you don't like. And just remember that having body dysmorphia does not make you, it doesn't mean that something's wrong with you. I can probably come up to any person in the gym and ask them one thing that they don't like about themselves, and they won't even hesitate to say something.
Yeah,
Like they
probably more
won't
than
even
one thing.
probably more
Like,
than one thing, and they won't hesitate. Like it could literally
yeah.
be like, "Oh, I don't like how my left front delt looks." what? Like
Mhm.
such, you know what I mean? Like such little things are like this side is the upper glute on my left side is smaller. Like
Yeah.
I would have never
And
in a million years
no one
seen
would
that.
know.
Exactly, exactly. And I just also want to remind everyone that the way that you see yourself and the way that you judge yourself, no one is ever going to be as harsh of a critic as you are. No one.
Mhm.
No one's gonna hate on you as much as you hate on yourself if you keep hating on yourself. And it is just so important to, I mean, there are haters out there and people will hate on you, but that's besides the fact. If you pick yourself apart, it's
Mhm.
just, you're just doing yourself a disservice. And there's so much more beauty to you than you think. So find something that you like instead and focus on that. Let that be your
Mhm.
focus.
Yeah.
Let that
Mm.
be your focus. Body dysmorphia is something that everyone struggles with,
Oh,
and everyone. You just decide how much you want to struggle with it.
yeah. Or how much you let it affect your life.
Exactly.
And I just want to say too, you mentioned haters. Guys, if you have body dysmorphia, just love on yourself because, like, the people that are hating on you, well, taking it back to grandma, they're projecting and they're
Yeah.
probably jealous and they're probably like, oh, I do wish that my left front delt and my upper glute looked the way that that person's looked, and they're projecting. So just also be like, thank you, haters, because I know that you are actually secretly gassing me up.
Yeah. And that there's something about themselves that they don't like, hence
Yeah.
why they tell you those things about you. So,
Hmm.
I think that this is a really good place to wrap up. If anyone who was listening to this struggles with body dysmorphia in any way, I hope that you got some value here, maybe some action steps on things that you can do to help heal that part. Because, and also just know that it is, like you said, it is like one of those things that could just be a lifelong journey where you just constantly have to remind yourself of the good things, where you constantly have to, like, it's always going to be a work in progress. That may be the case, that may not be the case. Like you might just wake up one day and be like, you know what? I don't give a shit anymore. There is nothing about me that I don't like. Like I'm perfect. That may happen, and gosh, I hope that that happens. And that is also a mindset, and that is also just the way that you want to view things. So, anyways, moral of the story, I hope that this helps anybody who's struggling with body dysmorphia. Know that you're not alone. Athlete, not athlete, competitor, non-competitor, everyone has it in one way or another. It can come and go. And we love you. We're sending you all the love in the world. We hope that anything that you're struggling with and dealing with, yes, yes, make your weird hearts. Anything that you're struggling and that you're dealing with, you are able to overcome it soon. And just know that both Mandy and I are always here. You can always shoot us a DM. I'm going to put our Instagrams in the description below. And as always, if you enjoy this video, give us a like, subscribe. Mandy also has a podcast of her own that she's just starting up. So that's super exciting. And you're going to see some videos on her page as well. So, super excited about that. But that's all I had to say. Do you have anything?
No, just love you guys, love yourselves, love your neighbors, love everyone. And if you don't love everyone, just don't, if you have nothing nice to say, say
Don't say
nothing.
anything at all. Yeah, seriously, keep it to yourself. But hope everyone has an amazing rest of their day, and thank you for tuning in. Bye.
Bye.